in the growth of deep tech in our region is the Commercialization Reactor. They are like the beacon of light that guides us through the deep waters of science and business. And for the Reactor, and I know them quite well, it's been a pleasure working with them for several years, I know that for them, they don't want just to meet here for 2 days, say that deep tech is cool, we're going to change the future. No. They want to create a never-ending process. So let's learn more about it and welcome on the stage the partnerships and ecosystem architect of the Commercialization Reactor, Anton Adamovitch. A round of applause.
Beacon of light, deep waters. Important. That's already acknowledgement. Thank you so much. So, but for all of you, hello and welcome to Deep Tech Atelier 2024. It's our 6th year doing this. And this year, it was a pleasure for me to take responsibility about the Deep Tech stage, the main stage agenda, which I'm going to describe you in a moment. Actually, within the next 20 minutes, I decided to blend the 2 time slots I have. So we're going to have 20 minutes. Everybody who is standing there, please feel comfortable to come in. All right? We have a moment for that. So, but Deep Tech Atelier, it is something that strongly resonates with us because we are building deep tech ecosystem in Latvia since 2009. And we feel very honored to have this chance to put together a yearly conference with Investment and Development Agency of Latvia, saturating it with content and purpose. So, and we're really proud of this. And the area of deep tech, it's very little to say that it's extremely complex. And we're gonna discuss so many things that surround it, including the journey of the talent that enter, because this is all delayed reward, high risk, high pressure, high performance environment. So it's quite complex, as I mentioned, and the central slide I'm having is this picture in my keynote. Because it's so important for me, I really hope that it resonates with you within the next couple of days. So, and I have no doubt that this is going to stay in your hearts because the subject that we're diving deep into is actually more than technology, more than innovation. It's about facilitating unity of people to collectively contribute to solve global challenges of today and tomorrow. So it is the whole innovation process, everything about creating something remarkable. It's about blending in different competencies, different specialists to do it. So that's what deep tech is about. And Deep Tech Atelier, in this case, it is also about the tailored fit, basically tailoring all the narratives that are there in deep tech and all things that are happening to help you understand how this environment operates, regardless of your background. And I'm going to talk about this in a second. So it's all going to be focused on you as stakeholders in this ecosystem. And by participating in keynotes, listening to panel discussions, you will have the perspective of what is actually happening this year, what is the status quo of deep tech ecosystem, and how we see it from this part of the world. Whether you're a scientist, scientific force, so one of the 7 forces, I kind of break it down as you audience to understand and find your fit. Whether you are a science force, it could be a scientist or academic environment representative, whether entrepreneur, so an entrepreneurial force, business development person, whether you're an industry partner, stakeholder that actually pays for the whole thing, because somebody has to absorb this innovation that is being created. Whether you're an investor who is risking their finances and supporting a company and expecting the rewards. Whether you are society, I know we are all part of society, and environment, so the people who care about smart technologies and sustainable technologies being introduced in our daily lives. whether you are a policymaker, government official in this case, or in general, in broad spectrum of this word, ecosystem builder, venture creator, venture builder, you will find something close to your heart at deep tech stage, and hear out the thoughts of leaders of opinions. So, but why does this matter in general? Why we invite people for 6 years, every year, here to discuss more or less the similar thing? It's because we are a society of progressive people who are willing to contribute towards making greater tomorrow. One of the important things that happened in the past century with help of technology was reduction of child mortality, which reduced from 50% to just 4%. And this is done by, obviously, technological advancements and hygiene being everywhere. So, reduction of mortality rate from certain cancers dropped by 75%. And I had to go personally through this story, and this statistics was very important for me. But it's very important that all those 7 categories regarding who you are all investors. You are all investing time, your effort, your passion, and you are not going elsewhere to other industry. So, and this matters a lot. And for us, the Commercialization Reactor and Investment and Development Agency of Latvia, in this collaborative effort, we are building this environment, collaborative environment, for you to have less friction to succeed in innovation. Some topics that are extremely important, we find it extremely important and would like to make it the highlight of today's, and actually not just today's, but today and tomorrow. We're going to run it through different panels and keynotes. It's the mindfulness. It's the internal and external balance of high-performance environment. So in deep tech is a bit different from other industries, from other efforts that people take. It is much more susceptible to delayed rewards because the development of products are faster, the things are more capital intense. So being in balance with yourself is extremely important, and also for you to not just perform, but be happy with your life, and your family to be happy with you. We're going to speak also about the collaborative culture from the industry perspective, from ecosystem building perspective as well, but we're putting emphasis this year on the day one also to show you a very deep perspective of the culture of how the actual innovation absorbers work with innovation, how they work with startups, how they work with industry, how they think about those things, about how to launch something new with somebody. And they're the ultimate, let's say, payer for this. We're going to talk about, for the talent that is willing to enter this whole environment, how to create your deep tech startup and what makes a perfect deep tech startup. And we're going to cover the competencies, including both scientific and entrepreneurial. We're going to show why it is possible already within my keynote for like-minded people from very different backgrounds to come together and create innovation startups together. And we're also going to show different investors' perspectives from different regions, from Europe, from US, from Japan. So we have a global approach here because innovation is about being global. It's not just being locked and trapped in your country, regardless of how small or large it is. Without it being global, it's literally pointless. So, and also for everybody, and here I'm talking about industry, investors, talent, scientists, and entrepreneurs, we're going to speak about tools and instruments, how we're going to support you, what is available there, what is not available. We're going to break down the policy-making issues by tomorrow evening to show you which ecosystems think and how ecosystems think and how they care about you investing your time. Because as I just mentioned, we all are investors because we invest our very precious resource, which is time. So providing qualitative opportunities, qualitative content to all of the audience that is here today live, and everybody who is watching it via stream today across the globe. And we have 1.4 thousand people registered to attend today, and God knows how many is going to see it online within next months. But we want to bring it all together and engage in collaboration with any of you who feels that this resonates with you. And again, I hope that by the end of 2 days, this meme is not going to be the one that describes your inner energy about what you've heard. So, and again, going about the subject that we are highlighting this year, everything is around basically allowing people to pursue their dreams with less fears. And doing something new, something bold, something innovative, it's an extremely tough leap of faith to do. So, and on this note, welcome to the 6th edition of Deep Tech Atelier. With 40 countries and more than 1.4 thousand participants registered, actually 1.5 for today's morning, if I'm correct. And some history background is important here. It's the fact that it is actually a brainchild of collaboration between public and private sector. Investment and Development Agency of Latvia caring about the export potential of the country and willing to create a gravity center around the subject of deep tech. And us, Commercialization Reactor, that are active in the field since 2009, as 100% private organization that is responsible for birth of more than 140 deep tech teams, out of which currently 65 plus are invested and keep going through various domains, in various domains of industries and science. This allows us together to join an effort and bring this content, this cascade of thoughts to you. This year, we're proud to have Riga Technical University as co-partner and supporting the biocosmic stage, which is going to open up after the break. So, 6th edition, but why Deep Tech Atelier? Why Riga? And for this, I need to bring a bit of context about Commercialization Reactor. And in the next time I have, you will learn about some announcements, some big announcements that also happened to Riga, and why we believe, and we invite everybody to share this faith, that Latvia has purpose, not purpose, but potential for becoming the big gravitational hub for innovators to come and follow their ambitions. So, and for this, I'd need to go a bit from afar and explain how science turned into an innovative product, how it is brought to see the light of the day. So, and it all starts with scientists. With scientists, and this one particular quote that I've seen, obviously I know everybody knows this person, Albert Einstein, who said that the thought of having to expend his creative energy on things that makes his practical everyday life even more refined with low-sum capital gain as goal was unbearable to him. So his nature, the nature of this kind of talent, requires, well, basically it invites them to perceive and discover beauties of nature through intellectual instruments. And this nature has to be respected. Scientists, in the purest form of this, let's say, in this purest art form of this endeavor, it is about creating something from scratch and showing that it works. It's about investigating things. However, later on, in order to commercialize it, you either need to leave science or to blend with entrepreneur. With entrepreneur, and that's our core philosophy, is that entrepreneurs join with scientists to utilize their strongest part of nature to co-create startups together with them. And this technological valley of death, I believe many of you are familiar with technology readiness levels. But if you are not, then definitely do this. But this is basically the holy Bible of deep tech product development, to know about this. But this valley of death, to actually bring the science from lab to market, it requires creativity in application finding, searching for resources, attracting resources, not only financial but intellectual, attracting team, and navigating team to do business. And this requires full-time, full-mind involvement. Therefore, this symbiosis, this mutualistic relationship between those two worlds is very important to keep in focus. And the performance, the business, the revenue is what is important for entrepreneur. It's not so much about the scientific idea. And afterwards, once the product is finished, once you've taken your company as an innovator from 0 to 1, after you make your first sell, you can then hire a manager who is going to help you and scale up. And there is also an entrepreneurial quote for this, from the person that everybody knows. Elon Musk quote, "Optimism, pessimism, fuck that, we're going to make it happen." So it's a bit different type of vibe that is being pushed through those kind of narratives. But ultimately, the philosophy that we are implementing in all our activities is that blending scientific leadership and entrepreneurial leadership yields in effective collaborations and product development. So we consider deep tech even deeper. We take into consideration the nature of talent. And we do it since 2009. We bring scientists who are willing to continue being scientists, to stay in laboratories, being able to co-found companies and become the partner, the co-founder, the equity holder of the company, but give the business development vector steering wheel to an entrepreneurial-minded person. So, and for our approach, for the program that we've launched, that's one of the announcements today. Last year, we were awarded as the best supplier of the program by European Institute of Innovation and Technology. So Latvia is the home of the best innovation program in Europe. Over 100 entities participated to compete for this prize, and our whole cycle, which I'm going to describe in a moment, has been awarded and will continue to serve its purpose to help talent and achieve their dreams with less fears. So, quick overview on the history. Since 2009, we've created more than 130 teams, out of which currently more than 65 are active and running, being invested. And this comes through our very specific process of blending science and entrepreneurship through talent transformation and what actually brings this creation to capital cycle together. We do it through ignition events, and I'm going to describe it right now. So the three-step process of how we gravitate talent into our activities, altogether called creation to capital cycle, starts with exploration phase for both scientists and entrepreneurs to be able to understand how actually deep tech works, what it means, what efforts it will take, what sacrifice it's going to take, what are the risks, rewards, timelines, and culture that has to be taken into account in order to create your deep tech venture. And we do two programs, one for scientists and one for entrepreneurs. After which, the qualified participants that undergo this mindset transformation and several other important things to prepare them for creating a team, we connect, we blend those two worlds together through our collaborative matchmaking environment that sucks in all the qualified talent to actually create those stable connections and ventures ultimately, which they are going to launch together and work for the next 80 days until they get their first pre-seed capital, which is also provided. So we start earlier, we stay longer. all based on the experience of more than 15 years right now. It's our 15th anniversary in 2024, since we had our very first ignition event and since we started to elaborate on our methodology. So we consider ourselves as hub and docking station for ecosystem stakeholders to utilize their strongest sides, whether you are university, whether you are technology transfer office, investor, venture builder, accelerator, incubator, doesn't matter which country. We are about collaboration and not competition and can utilize, we believe, our strongest sides together. We are 100% private and have very important strategic partnerships in Europe that helps to support talent, have access to even more qualitative, more qualitative opportunities here and across European Union. Deep Tech Atelier, it's the 6th year, and some remarkable cases that were born during this whole process and then of startup creation and then going through matchmaking and ultimately through conferences, meeting with their partners and creating collaborations is available to see when you just look into the most prominent cases that were developed in Latvia in the past 10 years, including Eventech, including TimeTech space, including our historical important very first exit with NACO Technologies, and the founder of NACO is also going to be speaking on the stage within the next time slots. So we've proven that the whole cycle is actually possible and that science and entrepreneurship can effectively coexist. Therefore, it was very important for us to distinguish those transformation courses, transformation processes between scientists and entrepreneurs to show those different perspectives to such level of depth that there won't be questions left for the talent. So all of those were learned the hard way, and basically the preliminary mindset calibration and your first leap of faith that this is possible is going to happen 5 weeks after you enter the doors of transformation process. So our portfolio and our collaboration comes in different industries, and we work with in different industries with different scientists from different universities. New materials, Industry 4, agriculture, environment, health tech, doesn't matter. The methodology is universal. All of those companies were born at the ignition event and qualified through this process. And it happens through the matchmaking of scientists and entrepreneurs, which all the talent are invited to look into, comes through this technology showcase of scientists that enter the process of mindset transformation and complete it, and then are allowed to present in the audience of entrepreneurs, to bring in, to find co-founders whose hearts resonate with the ideas that scientists present. And entrepreneurs fall in love or don't fall in love with those technologies, creating proto companies, and this all happens online. So regardless where is your location, it is accessible for you. Proto team is created, and then after already the first 2 days, there is solid understanding that entrepreneurs can lead the business that is going to be based on the core competence of the scientist. So the pitch preparation is only a small fraction of it. What important is that all of this is followed by a special team solidification process that allows you to truly understand how to collaborate in the team and become investment ready. And in the past 5 years, we've been investing in the teams up to 300,000 euros per team. So, few announcements before we take off into this morning deeper. One of the most prominent things that happened is launch of European Institute of Innovation and Technology Community Latvia, which has been launched on March 1st, and which would become the focal point of all innovators and people who care to get access to all the latest information, to all the programs that are available, not only from Commercialization Reactor, but from everybody in local ecosystem, including our universities. Riga Technical University has amazing programs, Riga Strategic University, Latvian University, Agricultural University in Latvia. So all of this for everybody who is interested. Please make sure you follow the EIT Community Latvia. And also, our award-winning Creation to Capital Cycle program is going to launch this year again, already in the end of spring, which is in a couple of weeks. And the companies that you see here were all born through this process, doing amazing things, launching factories, pilot factories, test productions, etc., etc. And so if this story has resonated with you, if you see it being close to your journey, let's communicate, let's connect, let's learn each other's journeys and how it works together. So for the next 2 days, Riga has become the deep tech hub. Experience personal connections and build new partnerships. Make sure you scan this QR code if you want to stay in the loop of all the latest information that we're not spamming, but inviting you to absorb. Thank you very much, and let's stay connected.
Thank you. You have to see to believe it actually works. I've been a part of many events. Anton, thank you very much, and see you back on this stage in a bit.